Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Dr. Herbert Harris, and I'd like to welcome each and every one of you to our Success Mentorship call. You know, all of our calls are based on our book, The 12 Universal Laws of Success, and each week we pick a topic that we think will really help us on our success journey. So today, this is Success Mentorship Call number 118. Wow. And our topic for today is overcoming doubt. I like to say it sometimes in this fashion: when you doubt yourself. Now, this is a topic that's very dear to me because I think, like everyone, there have been times when we doubted ourselves. There have been times when it seemed like no matter what we did, it was not the right thing. And so today, when we look at this topic, I want us to sort of approach it from a number of different angles. Put some of my notes together here. When we look at doubt, doubt is, you might say, a negative thought, a negative emotion. And as we enter upon our success journey, doubt always manifests. The challenge is how to overcome doubt. So it's not that doubt does not occur to all of us, but it's that we take steps to overcome doubt by faith and action. When we think of doubt, I love that there's a definition of doubt that I think really gets my attention, and it says doubt is a feeling of uncertainty, a lack of conviction, a feeling of uncertainty, a lack of conviction. And when we look at the present state that we're in right now, this pandemic experience, this stay-at-home experience, then doubt can really come in, because when we say lack of conviction, lack of uncertainty, when we are surrounded by uncertainty, you know, when we look at, we're in a position of political uncertainty. The politics is just blowing up. We're in a situation of economic uncertainty. So many people don't know whether they'll have a job or have a place to live. We're even in a period of, you might say, spiritual uncertainty, because so many of the things that we thought and we felt and we believed it may appear that they're not so. You know, spirituality is absolute. But sometimes things are going on around us that make us wonder, wow, what is really going on? I was listening to that song, What's Going On, Marvin Gaye, and my daughter and I were sharing, you know, the night I heard it for the first time in New York. It was a premiere, hadn't even been released yet. And when I heard that song, I'm like, man, there's something really special about it. And that's the question we often ask: what is going on? And doubt is an emotion, is a state of mind. Let me give you another. Doubt is a mental state in which the mind remains suspended between two or more contradictory propositions, two or more different ideas, two or more different causes of action. Doubt on an emotional level is indecision between belief and disbelief. So when we look at doubt from that perspective, this is some serious stuff, folks. I mean, when I say serious, I mean serious. And so doubt is really, you might say, a lack of faith, a lack of belief. Shakespeare had a beautiful quote about doubt, and he said, "Our doubts are traitors and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt." Let me say that again. Our doubts are traitors. In other words, they undermine what we're doing and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt. And so in many sense, doubt is really worse than procrastination, because procrastination, you at least put off what you should have done last week until next week, but at least you're still in a mindset of doing it. But doubt, the end result of doubt is inaction. So I'd like to paint a picture of us for us. Life is like a garden. It's an ever-changing garden. It's a fluid garden. So life is like a garden, and in every garden you have two things. You have flowers, and flowers are your good ideas, your good feelings, your good habits, your good associations. Flowers are all the things that we say we want to be, do, and have. And then also in that garden, though, you have weeds. And weeds are the negative ideas, the negative emotions, the negative habits, the negative people that surround us, that come into our space. And so if we look at life from this perspective, doubt then becomes a weed. Think about this. In a garden, you never have to plant weeds. Weeds seem to grow automatically. And I think doubt is a part of the yin-yang part of the, aspect of the universe. A young man, I speak often of a film called Oh God, an old George Burns film. And there's a young man, he asks God, he says, God, if you're God, why do you make death and unhappiness and sadness? And George Burns, as God, said, well, I never could figure out how to make an up without a down, how to make sunlight without darkness. And so a part of the fabric of creation is the yin-yang aspect, that everything has a positive and a negative side, a positive and a negative feeling, a positive and a negative vibration. And so when we have, if our garden is a life, is our life, then when we have doubt, doubt are the weeds that consume the flowers that is our life. Doubt is the weed that will consume our goals, that will consume our vision, that will consume our purpose. Doubt can literally change your destiny. Doubt is often the dividing line between is and is not. And so when we look at this garden analogy, if we don't do something positive, in other words, when you have the garden that is your life, you have to take affirmative action. You have to plant flowers. You have to develop positive emotions. You have to practice positive habits. You have to seek out and surround yourself with positive people. And if you don't actively do that, the weeds grow automatically. And see, doubt is an aspect of the world that says you're in it. You, just by being alive and conscious, you're in it. And as a result, you are governed by the rules, by the operations, by the principles. So in a greater sense, doubt is the opposite of faith. We often say that faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Doubt is the manifestation of the things you don't want and the evidence of seeing the things that you don't want to experience. So doubt and faith are two contrary propositions, and you cannot have the two in one environment. We often say that doubt is the absence of belief. Yes, it is. But doubt is also a vibration. In the harmonic universe, every thought we have, every emotion we have, every habit, everything that we do is a vibration. E equals mc squared, energy, literally the vibration equals m, mass, manifestation times the speed of light squared. And so just as we have positive thoughts, a positive vibration, the law of attraction operates absolutely. And so the positive thoughts, the positive vibrations, the positive emotions, the positive relationships that we have, when we send out that vibration of positivity, we attract positive thoughts into our space. We attract positive emotions, positive habits, positive people. But on the other hand, when we have the vibration of doubt, we attract the thoughts that are congruent with doubt, the emotions that are congruent with doubt, the habits that are congruent with doubt, the people that are congruent with doubt. And so if doubt is a vibration, then the moment you doubt yourself, you have set in motion the law of attraction to pull into your space exactly what you do not want. I love to watch sports because, and basketball in particular, you've seen that situation when you're like, there's 15 seconds left or 10 seconds or even 5 seconds left, and the score is so close that one shot will win the game. And who's going to take that game-winning shot? And you've seen it happen, boy. One of them passed that ball to some players, and some players passed that thing away. They're like, ain't no way I'm taking this shot. You know, one of the interesting things about Michael Jordan was that he would take that shot. When you watch the, Curry, they throw that ball to him, he's going to take that shot. And you notice he takes it so fast, he doesn't even have to think about it. He has literally perfected his ability, his skills level to the point that it operates automatically. I have a nice quote from Michael Jordan about taking that last shot, about overcoming doubt, overcoming past failure and going for it anyway. And he says this: I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I lost over 300 games. 26 times I have been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. And so that's what it's about, folks. The doubt can be positive because it can push you to get better. It can push you to take that shot. It can push you to say, I got to do it. The key to overcoming doubt, two things: faith and action. So when Michael Jordan is there, when there's 2 seconds left and he's just barely past the mid-court line, he has to have the faith in himself, in his skills, in his ability to take that shot. And then he has to actually take the shot. Doubt can make you stretch. You know, I'm sure that as he's coming across that line, maybe that doubt creeps in his mind. But one of the things that we're going to talk about today is how to neutralize that doubt so that you operate automatically from a positive, empowering perspective. And so all of us experience doubt. It's not that some folks are blessed and they don't, face the same challenges that we have. No, the truth is that everybody faces doubt. It's how you overcome it. It's how you neutralize it and how you literally cast it out of your consciousness. So today I want to look at 10 steps, 10 concepts to help you overcome doubt. And on the positive side, 10 steps that can help you manifest your faith in your life experience. Step 1 is to realize that doubt is a choice. Doubt is a state of mind that you choose to experience. When we talk about the yin-yang aspect of the universe, we often talk about the Garden of Eden and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. the whole experience about that Garden of Eden concept is that life is about choices. I guess one of the distinctions between man and animal is that animals are able to function in accord with their nature. Birds don't have to wonder which way south is. Isn't that amazing? Birds can fly 5,000 miles twice a year and end up within 500 feet of where they started out a year before. They don't wonder if they're going to find their way. It's totally into their being. Man, having the consciousness of the God consciousness, we have the ability to choose. And so doubt is a choice, is a state of mind that we permit to come into our being. And we neutralize that thought because we neutralize the thought of doubt by changing our mindset. You see, the moment we recognize that it's about choice, then we can make a different choice. The moment we recognize that doubt is a mindset, then we can change our mind. The second law of success says, be not conformed to this world. You don't have to stay stuck in that doubt perspective. You can literally change your mind and change your thinking. Be not conformed to this, but be you transformed by the renewing of your mind by thinking a new thought. So once we recognize that doubt is a state of mind, it's a choice, then we know that we have the power now to make a different choice. I love the phrase, that's not for me. So when the weeds of life start growing in your garden, the mindset says, that's not for me. In other words, you literally negate the essence of the doubt. And that's why we must pull up weeds. When you have a garden that is your life, the weeds are going to manifest no matter what, but you have to pull them up, and you pull them up based on your faith. That idea, that's not for me, just says I'm focused on success. I love the phrase, only success. Only success, that nothing else exists. The second key to overcoming doubt is to look to the past for positive affirmation. Look to the past for positive manifestations. Very often when we look to the past, there's a tendency to focus on the negative. You know, it's like when you're driving down the highway, people stop and turn around and see an accident. It's like, why do you do that? Okay. It's something about the attraction of the negative. And so when we look at our past, there's a tendency to focus on the negative things in the past, but we have the ability to change that focus so that we look on the past, look for the things that we did successfully. Look for those situations where we overcame a challenge. I often talk about walking on the coals with Tony Robbins. And one of the ideas that Tony was sharing was that when you have something that you really, really fear, and fire is something I think most irrational people fear. When you're able to walk on the coals, you're literally creating a negating concept to fear, where you can say, if I could walk on these hot coals and not be burned up, then I can face this other challenge and be victorious. So look at the positive things you've done in the past. And I guarantee you, when you ask that question, what positive accomplishments have I made in the past? What good things have I done in the past? What good people have I met in the past? What good habits have served me well in the past? What good thoughts have guided me? And so when you look at the past for positive confirmation, it helps build your faith in yourself and in your ability. Remember this, whatever you focus on grows. A spiritual principle. If you focus on the negative will grow. If you focus on the weeds, can you imagine having a garden and going out and putting fertilizer on the weeds? You will destroy the garden that is your life. The third key to overcoming doubt is to talk to someone else about the situation. Talk to someone who's been there and done that. You got to be very careful about who you talk to. You never want to take swimming lessons from a coach who's never been in the pool. You never want to take lessons from a coach who's never played the game. You definitely don't want to take flying lessons from someone who's never flown a plane, and even more, someone who's never flown a plane, crashed and burned and flown again. And so when you talk to someone else about it, it really gives you a sense, and they say, I know what you're feeling. I've been there. I stood at the midpoint line, and I wanted to take that shot, and I wondered if I could make it. But you know what? I felt the smell of victory. I could hear the sound of the crowds in my head cheering me when that shot went in. And based on that, I went for it. So many times when you talk to people who've been there, it makes you feel that you're not alone. It makes you know that it's possible. When you're the first person that's ever done anything, then you have to be totally internally generated, internally motivated. But at least when you can talk to someone else who's been there, it gives you a confirmation that it's possible, which then builds your faith in yourself. The fourth key, spiritual principle, write it down. The principle says, write the vision, make it plain upon tablets, that he may run that readeth it. Though it may tarry, wait for it, it will surely come to pass. There's a spiritual principle that says when you write it down, when you can describe whatever that is that you're seeking in great detail, in a sensory fashion, then you have the ability now to overcome the doubt, the wall that's standing between you and accomplishing it. When you write it down, it does something. It really describes the challenge so much better. Many times when we are confronted with a situation, there are all of these things that interplay, past failures, what other people think about us, how we might look in this situation. But when you write it down, you literally get the essence of it. So that all that you're concerned about is getting it done. The fourth key is to realize that people don't really care. My dad used to say, when you share your challenges with other people, he used to say, when you share your problems with other people, he said, half of them don't care, and the other half are glad it's you having the problem. And so when you realize that other people don't care, what we're really saying is that you don't look for outside validation. When you're faced with a challenge, a situation where you have to overcome the doubt inside, then look inside. If you look for outside validation, for approval of other people, it can really turn around and fuel the doubt. If you look for validation from the wrong person, they can, when you look for validation from the wrong person, they can confirm that doubt, which buries you deeper in that grave of failure. You go to somebody, I'm having challenges. I don't think I can make the shot. And they tell you, yeah, you probably won't. The last 10 times you stepped up to the line, you missed. So you probably won't make it. Man, is that a negative motivation? Number 6, go to a higher authority. Now, what do I mean? The higher authority means that you want to go to a higher level of vibration. There's a principle that says, be still and know. So many times when you find yourself in a situation where doubt is arising, when you are still, when you get centered on the quietness, the stillness within, you can connect up with that infinite source of power, the creator, by whatever name, which can then give you the consciousness and even impact the will for you to try and overcome. You see, that higher authority, it may come from motivation lessons. One of the things you'll find is that most successful people spend a lot of time doing motivational speaking, motivational talks to themselves, listening to motivational tapes and CDs and stuff on the internet. Many times when you hear those motivational, uplifting messages, you can connect with it. One of the great speeches I always loved is A.L. Williams. There was a company, one of the companies that came along before Primerica. It was a company called A.L. Williams, and they sold term insurance. And Art Williams was the founder and president, and he had a lecture, and it was called Just Do It. That no matter what it is, when you stand there in fear, just do it. When the people around you are telling you, you failed before, you'll fail again, just do it. When you don't feel like getting up and going another round, just do it. When you're surrounded by a ship of fools, just do it. And so that higher authority can give you a spiritual connection that can then up your energy level so that you become more powerful. Number 7, recognize that all setbacks are temporary. That no matter how bad, no matter how dark the night, the sun always rises. That no matter what the experience that you're going through, to know that it's going to end. There's a principle that says everything has a season. There's a season to live and a season to die. There's a season to joy and a season to suffer. But to know that it is a season and that even that will pass away. Number 8, sharpen your skills. That whatever endeavors you're in, whatever business you're in, whatever relationship you're in, whatever you're doing, learn, practice, and master the skill set that's congruent with success in that arena. That when you sharpen your skills, you change your possibilities for outcome. When you sharpen your skills, you're making yourself better. You're making yourself stronger. When you develop your skill set, you're really saying that I can do it. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. Every moment, in every day, I'm getting better and better. That when you sharpen your skill set, it creates a different vibration inside you, which gives you the ability to accomplish that which you're seeking. Number 9, don't beat yourself up when it doesn't work. Forgive yourself for past failures. You know, can you imagine if Michael Jordan or if Curry went to the line to shoot and the thought that was in the back of their minds was the last 10 times they missed? The thought that was in the back of their minds is that it's probably not going to go in. So you have to free yourself from past failures by forgiving yourself for the things that didn't work. The great artist Vincent van Gogh said, if you hear a voice within you say, you cannot paint, then paint by all means, and that voice will be silenced. If you hear a voice within you say, you can't do it, then do it by all means, and that voice will be silenced. Action is the direct slayer of doubt. Faith and action will always overcome doubt. Then finally, number 10, to realize that you can always make a mid-course correction, to realize that the law of change says, be not conformed to this world, but be you transformed by the renewing of your mind, to realize that you can always make a mid-course correction. That when things go wrong, if you're saying to yourself, every day and every way I'm getting better and better, then the mistakes I made today, I won't make them tomorrow. I may make some new ones, but sooner or later, I'm going to run out of mistakes and I'm going to have victory. Someone once said, you fail your way to success. If you're not failing, you're not doing anything. Anyone who has not failed in anything has probably not accomplished anything either. And so these 10 steps, these 10 concepts can help you overcome doubt, can help you destroy doubt, can help you use faith and action to create the world you desire. So let's go back over these 10 steps to help you overcome doubt. Number 1, recognize that doubt is a choice. So make different choices when you're confronted with challenges. Number 2, to look at the positive things you've done in the past, your positive accomplishments. Number 3, talk to someone else about the situation. Put the mastermind principle to work. When 2 or more gathered on one accord, I am the making force. The making power is among them. Number 4, write it down. When you write it, when you make it specific, when you write it and make it so that you can feel it, touch it, smell it, in every sensory aspect on a daily basis, you will overcome doubt. Realize that most people don't care, so don't look for validation outside. Validate yourself. Number 6, get a higher authority. Appeal to a higher level of vibration, a higher level of motivation, a higher level of consciousness. Number 7, recognize that all setbacks are temporary. That whatever situation you're experiencing is temporary, and even that will pass away. Number 8, sharpen your skills. Be committed to get better. Whatever you do, be committed to excellence, to always be able to say at the end of the day, today I did everything I could with what I had to do it with to make myself better, to make myself bigger, to make myself more successful. Number 9, don't beat up on yourself. Forgive yourself for past failures, knowing that each challenge that you overcome strengthens your resolve and builds your faith. And then finally, number 10, to realize that you can always fix it. You can always make a mid-course correction. And so when you can do these things, folks, you can create the life of your dreams. And you can truly say, the best is yet to come. So I thank you so much for being with me today. And I'd like for you to do a few things, because the message that we're going to be sharing over the future is going to be powerful and helpful to many others. And so I need your help. I need you to really let everybody know. We're going to be here, same channel, same station every Saturday. So let at least 3 people know about our broadcast, and those on the call, let them share the number so that they can be a part of this. Number 2, to be sure to subscribe to our Success Mentorship Network. We're going to have a lot of new things, and all the talks that we do are cataloged on the network. The link is in the post next to our video, and it's patreon.com/Success Mentorship Network. And when you subscribe to our network, you'll definitely get a free audiobook of the 12 Universal Laws of Success, over 6 hours of good stuff. So folks, this is Dr. Herbert Harris saying thank you so much for being with me today, and that you have the power to overcome doubt, that whenever you find yourself in a position of doubt, you can change it. You have the ability to create the world exactly the way you want it to be, doing the things you want to do, having the things you want to have, being the person you want to be, always knowing that the best is yet to come. So it is.